Uh, Good afternoon. Uh, this is Dr. T. Bhimrao, Assistant Professor of Zoology, Kakatiya Government Degree College, Anamkonda. So today we discuss about the uh, general characters and classification of the sponges. So first in origin introduction about the sponges. So there is a great controversy regarding the origin of porifera. However, they look more near to the protozoa, though they differ from them in being multicellular. So protozoans are the single cellular, unicellular, and these poriferans are the multicellular. Porifera probably organized by the flagellated protozoan like Proterospongia, a colonial flagellate. So they are evolved from the uh, flagellate protozoans. The porifera means bearing pores on the body. Means these animals contain the several pores on the body. So this phylum includes the 10,000 species. 10,000 species. So general characters. So in this, so poriferans are the exclusively aquatic, multicellular, free-living eukaryotes. Aquatic means they are living in the marine water and fresh water. The body is the cylindrical in shape, and these are the multicellular organisms having the cellular grade of organization. Protozoans are the single cell, but in this cellular, multicellular organization is there. A body is asymmetrical or radial symmetrical. So poriferans exhibit the radial symmetry. Radial symmetry means if you cut the animal in any axis through any plane, so it gives the identical offs is called radial symmetry. And this these are the solitary or colonians. Means poriferans are living individually or in the form of colony. Body surface contain the numerous pores. These numerous pores are called ostia, and the water come out from the body through the osculum. So osculum is the big opening, and several small openings on pores is called ostia. The colony of Proterospongia has collared and flagellated cells embedded in the gelatinous matrix called amoeboid cells. So amoeboid cells also present in the this poriferans. So these cells are the choanocytes and amoebocytes of sponges is the characteristic feature of the sponges. So the presence of the choanocytes, we can see the choanocytes only in the poriferans. And these choanocytes involve in the um, transports of the gametes. So digestion is the intracellular. All sponges are the hermaphrodites. Asexual reproduction is by the budding, and sponges have the great power of regeneration. So highest regeneration is occur in the poriferans. If you cut the poriferans and put into the mixie, and after the solution filter, and also in the solutions also contain these poriferans pieces. These are also form a total poriferans. So this is the uh, great regeneration of the poriferans. పొరిఫెరా స్పంజికలను తీసుకొని ఒక దాంట్లో గ్రైండింగ్ చేసి మళ్ళీ దాన్ని ఫిల్టర్ చేసినాక కూడా ఆ దాంట్లో ఉన్న చిన్న చిన్న పీసెస్ ఆఫ్ పొరిఫెరెన్స్ ఇస్ ఆల్సో కెన్ generate the total individuals. So that is the power of regeneration is seen in the poriferans. So these poriferans are these animals contain a special system called canal system. So it is the water moving system from ostia to osculum, inside of the body to outside of the body. So this canal system consists of the pores and canals. So generally 3 types of the canal systems are we can see in the sponges. Ascanoid canal system. So it is the simplest type of the canal system, which is found in the Leucosolenia and few of other sponges. So first one is the ascanoid type of the canal system. Second one is the cycanoid type of the canal system. It is some of the more complex compared with the ascanoid canal system, and it is found in the cycon and other sponges. Third one is the leuconoid canal system. It is the more complex with respect to the other two canal systems. So it is the most complex canal system which is found in the spongilla and some other sponges. So in classes Demospongia and leuconid, conditions to derive from a larval stage called the rhagon. So the canal system of the rhagon larva does not occur in any adult sponges. So another type of the system is called rhagon system. It is occur only in the larval stages. So totally 4 types: ascanoid, cycanoid, leuconoid, and rhagon type. So this structure is a simple canal system, that is ascanoid system. So this ascanoid system is consist of, so this part is the spongiocele, so this is the osculum, and this is the epidermis, this is the mesenchyme, choanocyte layer, and incurrent to the spores. So the water come out through the ostium and enter into the spongiocele, and the water enter into the spongiocele through the ostia, and the spongiocele come out through the osculum. So this is the simple method of the water canal system of the sponges. So this is the next complicated system of the canal system. This is the cycanoid. So water enter into the body through the osculum, spongiocele, and then you go to the incurrent canals, radial canals, and prosophiles, apophiles, spongiocele, and osculum. So these are the some complexity of there in this. So the first water enter into the this this pores or ostia, and then ostians, incurrent canals, radial canals, and prosophiles, apophiles, spongiocele, and osculum, and come out from the body. So this is the some complexity is there in this the formation of this canal system. So we separate we the next class is separate class is there, different types of the canal system in sponges. So this is the another complex leuconoid type. Another Regan is also there. So this is the introduction about the canal system. And because of its division and derivation from the Regan stage in Demospongia, the Leucon type of the canal system is also called Regan type. So this is about the canal system. Then next you see the symmetry. I already told you. These are exhibit the radial symmetry or asymmetrical. So most of the sponges are the asymmetrical. Some of the exhibit the radial symmetry. So next is the layer, germ layers. The sponges are the first multicellular diploblastic animals that is derived only from two embryonic germ layers visualized ectoderm and endoderm. So the level of organization is the sponges have the cellular level of organization. Means they are exhibit the multicellular. Different types of the cells are there in the sponges. So body wall is a common sponge. So it consists of the three layers. So pinacoderm, choanoderm, and mesenchyme layer. Pinacoderm is the outer layer. So it is the outer cellular layer which consists of the this flat-ended pinacocytes and um, porocytes. The next one is the choanoderm. So it is the inner layer which consists of the highly specialized flagellated cells called choanocytes or collar cells. Both pinacoderm and choanoderm do not have the basement membrane. So this is about the choanoderm. Third one is the basically it is the non-cellular layer found in between the pinacoderm and choanoderm. So it is the mesenchymal layer. This is the third one. So it is lies between this pinacoderm and choanoderm. It has the fine dispersed sponging fibers and numerous spicules. So it is also contains the amoebocytes or amoeba-like cells of the both pinacoderm and choanoderm. These amoebocytes are modified into the several cells. So it exhibits the totipotency. Means it can be converted into any other cells. So this is the capacity of the amoebocytes. These amoebocytes are modified into these following cells: archaeocytes. Archaeocytes may be converted into other types of the cells are also called undifferentiated totipotent cells. So these are next one is the trophocytes. These trophocytes provided the food to the developing cells. Thesocytes. Thesocytes are the store the food materials. So they are the store food granules. Next, gland cells. So these are the gland cells secretes slimy substances. It involve in the attachment of the uh, any other platform. So collencytes secrete the spongin fibers. Next to scleroblast cells, these scleroblast cells secrete the spicules. In calcareous sponges, they are called chloroblasts. Chloroblast cells are involved in the this skeleton or exoskeleton or spicules. These myocytes form a circular ring around the osculum. So these are the act as a sphincter muscles. So these are the myocytes. These are form a circular ring around the osculum and helps in the closing and opening of the osculum. The closing and opening of the osculum bear the these myocytes. And germ cells, these are also called sex cells, form sperms and ova and developing during the breeding season. Chromocytes contain pigment granules and excretory substances. The chromocytes are give the color to the sponges. They contain the pigments, color pigments uh, in the cells. Phagocytes. So these are called these are collect the food materials from the choanocytes through their pseudopodia and also engulf the excre- excrete the damaged tissues. So these are the different types of the tissues we can see the in the diagram. So these are the porocyte. This is the structure of the porocyte. So this is the pinacocyte. These are the myocyte cell. So these are the scleroblast cells. Structure of the scleroblast cells. And these are the trophocytes, look like a amoeba. So these are the sperm cells. So these are the ovum. So these are the chromocytes, give the color. So this is the choanocytes. This is the it is the very important cells. So these choanocytes contain the flagellum and so this is the structure of the choanocytes and this is the thesocyte. This is the archaeocyte. So this is the food vacuole in the archaeocytes. This is the colonocyte. So these are the all different types of the cells present in the this poriferans. Then you go to the skeleton. Almost all sponges possess an internal skeleton. So it may be consist of a calcareous or siliceous spicules of the fine sponging fibers or both. So located in the mesochyle layer. So in the mesochyle layer, these skeletons are the calcareous spicules or siliceous spicules or spongian fibers or both. So these are the different types of the materials it involving in the manufacturing of the this skeleton or spicules. So these are the we can see the these are calcareous spicules. These are the triradius, tetraradius, diradius. So these are the siliceous spicules, and these are the spongian fibers. So this is the most of this involving in the skeleton. So maybe calcareous spicules or maybe siliceous spicules or spongian fibers or with the help with the union of the calcareous spicules or spongian fibers. So this is the exoskeleton. The next to digestion. So I already told you in the poriferans, intracellular digestion takes place inside the food vacuoles as in the same as in the protozoans. So circulation means the distribution of the food from the ingested cells to other is brought by about by the wandering amoebocytes of the mesenchymal layer. So they say there is no special circulatory system. So these wandering cells, wandering amoeboid cells play the vital role in the transport of the food materials. And respiration. So the exchange of the gases occur by the diffusion through the plasma membrane of the cells, look like a as like a protozoans. So the respiration is diffusion method in the poriferans. The next one is the excretion. So removal of the excretory products from the body is called excretion. So it is occurs by the diffusion through the plasma membrane of the cells as in the same as protozoans. This excretory product is the ammonia. Ammonia is the chief excretory products. So sponges or poriferans are the ammonotelic animals. Next one is the reproduction. So both asexual and sexual reproduction is occur in the sponges. Asexual reproduction occur by the budding and germo gemmules and in freshwater and the few marine sponges the gemmules or internal buds are formed. The sponges are the hermaphrodite. Fertilization is internal. The next one is the, I repeat once again, in the reproduction in the sponges is the asexual type like budding. Sexual type is also there, the formation of the uh, this ova or sperm. The internal fertilization takes place. So next one is the development. So the zygote is undergoes the holoblastic cleavage, and the development includes a free swimming larva called amphiblastula or parenchyma for dispersal of the species. The development indirect through the free swimming ciliated larva called amphiblastula. So development is direct or indirect. Direct means there is no larval stage. So in the poriferans, indirect development is there. To the larva is amphiblastula, amphiblastula or parenchyma, free swimming. The next is the classification. Next is the classification. So this classification of the Porifera, phylum Porifera is again classified into three classes. First one is this classification is fully depend upon the spicules. So Calcarea, Demospongia and Hexactinida. First one is the Calcarea. The example is the Leucosolinea and Scypha. In the Demospongia, example is the Cliona, Spongia, Spongella, Chelina. And Hexactinida, example is the Eucalyptella and Hyalonema. So these are the three classes present in the phylum Porifera. And so you go to the brief classification about the sponges. The classification of the Porifera is based on the chiefly on the types of the skeleton found in the Poriferans. So this phylum has been classified various, but the classification is suggested by the Hyman in the 1940 and Burton in 1967 are of the considerable importance to the classification. However, the classification of the porifera is followed here is based on the uh, these spicules. So this classification is by the Hyman's classification, modified Hyman's classification. So first class is the Calcarea. So they have the skeleton of this separate Calcarea spicules, which are the monoxan or tetraxan. The tetraxan spicules lost one ray to become the triradiates. They are the solitary or colonial, individual or colony form. Body shape was vase-like or cylindrical. They may show ascanoid, cycanoid or leuconoid structure of this canal system. They may show they are dull colored sponges and less than 15 centimeters in size. They occur in shallow water in the oceans. So this is about the Calcareous. Next one is the Demospongia. So it is contains the largest number of sponges. These are the colonial or solitary. The skeleton is made up of spongin fibers or spongin fibers with the siliceous spicules of three or the spicules are never six ray. They are monoxan, tetraxan, and are differentiated into large megascleres and small microscleres. So in this, the spicules are the megascleres and microscleres based on the size. Body shape is irregular and the canal system is leucon type. Generally, the marine few are the freshwater form. So this is about the Demospongia, and next one is the Hexactinida. So class is the Hexactinida. They are the called glass sponges. Skeleton of these siliceous spicules, which are trioxin with 6 rays. So in some of the spicules are fused to form the lattice-like skeleton. There is no epidermal epithelium. The choanocytes line finger-shaped chambers. They are the cylindrical or funnel-shaped and are found in deep tropical seas. So they grow up to the 1 meter. So this is about the Hexactinida. So in this trabecula is also there. The skeleton of the Hexactinida is called trabecula. So these are the general characters and classification. I give the outline of the classification once again. So this sponges classification is depend upon the based on the spicules present in the sponges. So these are classified into 3 categories, 3 classes: Calcarea, Demospongia, and Hexactinida. In the Calcareans, the skeleton is made up of, or spicules are made up of calcium carbonate. And in the Demospongia, the skeleton is made up of spongin fibers. In the Hexactinida, these are from the siliceous spicules, silicon dioxide ion. So These are the Calcarea, Demospongia, and Exactilla, or Calcarea, Exactilla, and Demospongia. So this is about the uh, classification and general characters of the poriferans. Thank you.